I think the current state of North American Counter-Strike is getting better and better. I mean, there's some teams like Cloud9 that aren't looking as good as what they were at the start of the year, but you've also got teams like NRG, which are on the rising in the ranks.
I believe that the North American Counter-Strike state has actually developed in a really positive way. I think the teams have actually shown that they can compete with the best, and the best being in Europe.
I think the current state of the NACS is in a weird place, to be honest. Many teams are having to deal with finding like the right lineup.
I think North American CS have, since I think Cloud9 won the major, they have really improved. Like Liquid have been always number 2 to 3.
North American Counter-Strike right now looks on the rise, I want to say. Well, it's kind of like slowed down, but it was on the rise. Kind of sucks that Cloud9's in a weird state where they have 2 Swedish players and, well, they don't even know who their 5th is now.
I think they've actually learned how to function together as a team. I think that's been a problem for them for quite a while. Like the work ethic has maybe been an issue, but I think they've come really far and are starting to play really well.
I think they're doing good.
It's more 50-50 now. It's not like it's not one-sided. Like the Europe is leading the way or something. I think it's more mixed and everyone can win.
Yeah, they have some really strong teams, up-and-coming teams like Complexity as well. I think they're looking good actually.
The NA Counter-Strike nowadays is like a lot harder than before. I think that the young people are coming like and their dedication are like so good right now, which makes like difficult for everybody, especially for the old guys like me.
Still from Luminosity there, of course, in attendance here at IEM Chicago. Not the game we're talking about here on the A stream, though, as we just witnessed Fnatic having their best shot at eUnited, or perhaps vice versa. To talk about it and to answer that question, we do have Jacob Pimp-Vinegar and Chad Sponge Birchill. My goodness, close.
The old guys like him.
What's he talking about?
He's 24.
24 years of age. He's got oodles of time.
Plenty of time.
When he's really old, he joins you.
Yeah, and then you have to have a beard.
Yeah, that's like compulsory.
Yeah, and then you have to just be sad and not sad. You have to be like, what's the old guy sitting on the porch in that movie, Gran Torino?
Yeah. Clint Eastwood.
That's the one.
Yeah.
He's a pretty famous actor.
He is.
Yeah, he's real grumpy though in that movie.
He was like a cowboy and stuff.
Anyway, I think the most impressive part of that whole game was the fact that Fnatic, to close out the match, pretty much had to win 6 gun rounds on the trot. Because of this is because of the saved weapons coming in from the likes of eUnited. Those last 6 rounds of the game, it was basically versa buy every single time, and that's hugely impressive to be able to do that on the T side of Overpass.
Sure.
Helped out by eUnited and some interesting decisions, though.
Yeah, Jacob, what do you make of the conversation that eUnited, it was kind of clear in their decision-making as well as some of their gameplay approaches that they were feeling the pressure of, we're playing against major champions here?
Yeah, I feel they opened up the rounds quite decently. There was a lot of rounds where they got the first pick or the second pick even, but they, for some reason, decided to push. There was 2 rounds where we pointed out, you know, where they felt some need to get shot control for some reason. So they pushed out and gave up that advantage they had, and that's something you don't want to do against an experienced team like Fnatic.
Either playing scared or the alternative, equally as bad, you know, playing like you have to be the one to secure the round.
Yeah, I mean, it's not one of those scenarios where you sit back and think, okay, they were scared to win or they were playing scared. They're just making some really dumb decisions, you know, and that's, you know, a difference between playing
Trying to be the hero, maybe?
Yeah, that could be a symptom of not really trusting within the rest of your team, right? Feeling that you need to make the play to win the round individually, and by doing so, you inherently lose the round.
Yeah,
for the team,
it's
right?
cruel.
That's a criticism that can be given to at least old Simple in the sense of, you know, when it was him just as the carry player, he felt he had to do so much. But eUnited are a team who were doing fantastically as a team, and then when the pressure went on, they felt that they needed to make those plays, right? None of you are Simple. None of you can turn around a game on its head, especially against a class opponent like Fnatic. And I say that in the sense of Fnatic, the pedigree, right, within this team. We still have Exist, Crims, and JW, all who are major winners in their own right, sure, over different rosters, but these guys know what it means to win. And you bring in Twist, you bring in Broland, that I say young blood. Twist has already been to this level and then drop back down and up, down, left, right, whatever. But Broland, definitely, he was a star of this game. He's a youngster. And I'm going to be excited to see what he can bring in the future for Swedish Counter-Strike.
Speaking of Twist, though, really absent on the scoreboard. Yeah. He's had a bad game.
And I think that's the most impressive thing to me about this win from Fnatic. It's not normally a match they played. This was the first time, I believe, they played Overpass with this constellation of this lineup. So that in itself is quite impressive. You know, then winning without your best player on the team, which is Twist. You know, him and Crims are normally the 2 hard hitters. So he weren't even needed. So in that regard, I think eUnited really got schooled here, and I think they should be very much afraid going into the next map. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think we want to talk more about that next map, but I do think we have an interview available, so why don't we go ahead and check that out. Before we get any further, first though, the rosters, as you can see them up on your screens, the likes of Crims. Not only did he have a great fragging performance, his average damage per round you can see heading towards the 100s, but something that I noted is a number that you don't often see this high, his flash assists. He aided 7 kills with his flashbang. 7 opponents died while under the influence of his flash.
Yeah, Crims falls into one of those like perfect teammate type scenarios, right? He's the type of guy, at least within the server, who's delivering as a supportive player. He's also a star player in his own right. He can clutch, he can do it all. This guy's the full package.
Yeah, certainly. And we do have that interview package ready for you now. So we're going to go ahead and hear what Exist had to say after they picked up a close win in the first map of this best of 3.
Sitting idly by with Mr. Richard here. You might know him as Exist from the team of Fnatic. Now, you guys have put eUnited away here on the first map of Overpass. But what about eUnited is making them such a tall task here for any team that they take on?
Obviously, we don't know that much about them. I think it was the same with Navi. But they have good individuals. And I know there's a rumor that someone is going to be replacing that team. So maybe they're really motivated because nobody obviously wants to get cut. So I guess they're putting down the hours, basically. And yeah, they're a good team.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, they took Navi yesterday, and right then and there you could see in the first map of this series, they're not going to go down softly. But it's an interesting notion. You talk about being cut and members being replaced, this, that, and the other. You guys have endured some of that yourselves. Perhaps we talk a little bit about Brolin on this lineup and how he's fitting in currently.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like him a lot. He's a hard worker. He's a really big talent, obviously. I think he showed it this map. He showed up in the clutch situations. I think he has a very bright future. He's communicating really well for a 16-year-old, so I'm impressed.
Man, start him young, they say. And like that, I'm going to say, what about Inferno, Richard? What are we going to have here on Inferno?
I think we feel more comfortable on Inferno rather than Overpass. We couldn't find any information on them on Overpass. I don't think they ever played it with FNS before. We know more about them on Inferno, so I guess that makes us more comfortable, so yeah.
Being comfortable is what it's all about. I'm going to let you do that. Join back up with your team before we jump into this next map. Thank you, Richard. And thank you to have donated to CS Movember. Take it away, Alex.
Yes, indeed. The donations have gone up. You guys have been great. It's, of course, bit.ly/CS_Mo. It's all in caps, and you can find that nice and easy. We are closing in on getting Jason in a wig on this IEM Chicago broadcast. But quickly, guys, it does have to be quickly as you do comb that magnificent beard of yours. Who's taking Inferno?
Fnatic, I think it's going to be too easy for them. They've played it quite a few times already, and it's all been against top 12 opponents, Optic being the 12th team.
Same kind of thing from you, Jacob?
Yeah, I think the fact that Fnatic picked Inferno is quite confident. As you said, you know, it's normally a middle ground map, but if you are the better team, if you are, you know, and you believe yourself that you are the better players, then you pick Inferno and you go in there and you get the job done. Get
the job done. That's the mission, to send eUnited to the lower bracket, or will we see the third map? Overpass narrowly went the way of the Swedes with a 16-year-old at the top of the scoreboard. It's all good here in Chicago, and now over to the hood with Jason and Anders.
Yes, yes indeed, I believe. I'm not sure exactly what the appropriate reaction is, but I appreciate it nonetheless. eUnited and Fnatic map number 2. Moses, you feeling ready for a shootout here?
I am. I hope it just stays the same exact level of excitement and just boldness. eUnited is a lot of fun to watch. I think they're going to make some fans out of some people at this event.
There are a lot. I mean, think about it. eUnited, NRG, Ghost Gaming, a lot of fun NA teams right now that are really just exciting to watch. They play great Counter-Strike, and yeah, I just want to see more out of them all across the board, pretty much. Alone on the bomb side is FNS. Flashed, then smoked, and he's getting the message now. He's not welcome.
Yeah, he's not going to accomplish a whole lot here. And he can't even wrap around to try. Oh, that's a good find right through the smoke. Crims goes down. Relic's still here, and he's got the pre-aim on Twist. He knows someone is crouch holding the angle. There's the swing from FNX, trying to be the entry. Somehow they're forcing their way back into this. It was a 5-on-5. Bomb planted. Relic's again delivering. He runs out of bullets, but the rest of his team is here. Brolin with 2 kills and Exists now. 1 versus 2. It's all calmed down, and for some reason, eUnited has bought themselves and fought themselves into a chance, and they're going to get it. They somehow snatched it away. Fnatic had everything going for them.
Oh, they must have been feeling so confident that they were going to win that round. It was looking great. Relics just hitting 3 headshots with the USP. That's beautiful. They're going to pick up the round, and they need it. Yeah, he's He's really been great with the AWP as well.
I don't know how this had to have been exactly what you're talking about. Is just like Fnatic is just saying, we have all 5 players, we haven't lost any health, we have the bomb planted, we have control of the site, and even some control towards the doorway, towards construction and ruins, and they lose it all. They just had to have felt so comfortable that, you know, just let the focus slip, let the fundamentals slip away. Great nade to start this out. This is a tactical purchase, and now Dapper's in some trouble.
Especially with the Molotov there. He actually does somehow make it across. Kind of a little bit shocked that nobody from Fnatic was holding that, because they had a lot of people there that could have smoke, and he's going to be allowed to back on out.
Well, all right then. This is a wild start to the game. 2 AKs, a Galil on the Fnatic side, running low on utility, but great nade damage from eUnited. They actually haven't lost all that much, despite the fact that Dapper was in such a tough spot. The one thing they're missing at the moment is a really staunch A defense. Moose and Relics have to rotate in if Dapper's going to be here, because Dazzle is all alone. It's exactly what's happening now. And where does Fnatic put these AKs? Just a dry one-on-one duel that Brolin's going to lose. AK is salvaged by Crims, but not a great start.
No, Exist going to be going down as a follow-up, and 5 versus 3. Just something done in this round. Relics will shut down 2. It's not a bad call for Crims. They just get a couple of kills towards the end. That does some damage, but they're not going to be able to win the round. And as a result, they're not going to be able to buy in this round unless they want to go full Na'Vi crazy.
Yeah, they've. I mean, those kills at the end for Crims, don't just shrug them off, because they took a lot of the M4s away. Actually, it was just the one rifle that was brought into the next round, where at one point it was 3 for eUnited. So pretty costly. They're going to go down to the SMGs, and actually, I think Relic's going to stay on the pistol just to save as much money as possible. Which, look at the rest of his team, and they should be able to survive this round even without him having a gun.
I don't think that would be a big problem at this stage. Another grenade landing on the T-ramp. Doing a lot of damage. They're gonna come through the fire. Half of them standing on top of it. It's not necessarily a recipe for success. Quad kills so far. He does not get the ace. It's a shame.
It's all right, though. Better to stay alive so you don't have to rebuy the armor. So smart play from Dapper, giving up the chance of the ace. He had a great first map.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate they weren't able to come up with a win with his kind of a performance. They'll need another one here on Inferno. Fnatic's map pick. He wrote it in the interview there, just saying, you know, we haven't even seen them. He didn't even think they played Overpass with FNS, which is very possible. So
yeah.
Not a whole lot to look at.
It's almost a little bit shocking, then, isn't it? You know, that they played that well.
I think it was the desk that said like they've only actually played like 9 games as a team, and one of them was yesterday or something along those lines. So,
wow.
JW doesn't want any of your aggressive trash.
No, he's just taken the dream away, hasn't he? Nothing you can really do about that. Now boosting to look over the smoke. This is a nice little trick and pretty good coordination. Dapper going to make his way over and make sure no one's behind the wall either. When the smoke clears, Twist is probably not going to expect this angle. He might just peek right into it.
A double peek is going to be the end of Dapper. That's the problem. What comes first? There's the Molotov, there's the double peek, and yeah, trade, a 1-for-1. Not great for eUnited. FNS left to defend this bomb site with 1 flashbang and an SMG with over a minute remaining. And I think we're going to start seeing eUnited just go for the gamble. Head over towards that B bomb site, all 3 players, and you'll just sit there for the rest of the round.
Yeah, if they come, you win. If not, then you save.
Can't even fault them for that idea either. Looks like they want to at least send FNS out to, with the pop flash, grab a rifle. But, I mean, there's nothing you can really do. FNS can't hold that bomb site for a minute with no utility and just the SMG, but Relics is coming back. This is scary, and JW hears this the whole way. He's just going to camp out in this corner. No reason to go hunt that down. Relics is placing himself in danger for a round that they really can't win.
Yeah, he's finally going to make a run. I agree, though. That's getting a little bit too close now. JW heard the retreat, so that's the final confirmation Fnatic needed to make sure that they were actually backing off. From Fnatic's point of view, it's nice to be on the board a bit early on. We've seen some beginnings already today where one team ends up winning 5, 6, 7 rounds in a row before the other one really gets on the board. So the Swedes are going to be happy that they can get a round early on, and they're not going to keep hunting for that much longer. So eUnited, they're going to be all right with this, I think.
Yeah, it's not the greatest start, obviously. I think that previous round, that second round, kind of ended up hurting them a little bit with 3 players going down right towards the end and all the rifles, so it's kind of bruised up the economy. But next round will be another solid buy out of them, in which they'll be able to have whatever they want. FNS and Moose can both drop over. Fnatic on the board in the 4th round.
Right now, not quite seeing the same level of aggression out of eUnited, but I guess it's kind of tricky when like they tried a little bit on Banana there.
Tried a little bit down mid as well, didn't they?
A little bit down mid, yeah. I feel like on Overpass, I guess it is just the map that lends itself more to it. They were sort of relentless with it. They kept like trying to see if they could flank around and pushing really far on the map.
Relics gets pushed aside by Dapper during the grenade throw, but their utility use has been great. They've done nice damage with all of that. Relics gives up the angle, worried about the Molotov.
I really wouldn't want to peek Relics at this point. He seems really tuned in.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He's had a couple of really nice sequences. That pistol run obviously getting him started on the right foot. And Fnatic have the same sort of idea. So Relics takes a shot, lets him know the op is there. He's going to rotate back towards A. Him and FNS going to switch positions as soon as he's spotted. That might actually lure JW into an easy kill for Relics, but he somehow misses that. Looked dead on, but Dazzle's still here to hold down. He's in pit.
Just as we said, we maybe cursed him a little bit. He's going to be going down to Twist. 55 seconds, and they bring the bomb back in through middle. FNS, he must win this fight, otherwise that B-bomb site is probably gone. Dapper, he has got a big job on his hands right now. They're coming 3 or 4 people there from a couple of different... Well, actually, they're just holding middle right now. Twist doesn't want to go and take that fight, so maybe he could sneak in a kill and just stay alive for a little while. I'm not sure they realize it, but he's right in front. Smoke goes up, and the bomb will be planted, and he's going to get caught. Man, it seemed like Fnatic had no idea that he might be there.
I can't believe FNS, that battle didn't go in his favor. He had about like 2 or 3 different angles that he was actually looking at that he switched right as Twist was coming through. The timing for him was just horrible. Gets him down to 1 health, and that changes the whole nature of the game because FNS gets that kill and rotates over towards the B bomb site, and then from there you can really mount something. Moose and Dazzle haven't moved from pit. They even knew at that point that if Dapper doesn't do something magical, there's just no point in them leaving and going for it. So trying to save these weapons. They're surrounded at the moment. You can see with the extra money, that's with 1 HP that Twist does that. But Fnatic have enough cash built up, they can feel a little bit bold in trying to take these kills, and Moose has been tagged, and he's just got to survive, and he will.
Triple for Twist. First 3 kills in the map for him, all in 1 round, and that last one was definitely...
a stunner.
Yeah, that was a spicy kill, wasn't it? 3-2. Fnatic. Again, I think they are a team to be feared right now on the T side. When they're allowed to control the momentum and the pacing of the game, they really do play pretty good Counter-Strike. And it's still a little bit early on with this new lineup, so you know, I would have given them a lot more runway to make this work. I think the success of this team is coming earlier than I was expecting personally.
Well, I mean, we saw him beating Na'Vi obviously in that BO1. Couple close games against Fnatic in this BO3, and they going into the next one, if they can't win this, I mean, you'd still say they're going to be at least dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Not just the kind of brush aside that most people had them pegged out to be. Dapper with the CZ under porch. Sees 1, but Fnatic's not committing, just tapping away, and it's Relics who's being brought down low. There's the AK up top. They want nothing to do with that saved weapon. And here comes 2 people exist, and Twist going to start moving into this B bomb site early just to set the stage for their teammates.
Yeah, and they're going to find an empty bomb site, so celebrations are in order. They can take a moment. Glass of champagne, Moses.
Yeah, just relax, put your feet up.
Maybe a little snack.
You could do one of those fish pedicures in the fountain.
Yeah, I've never had one of those, Moses. I feel like we've been missing out.
We'll do it next time.
Yeah?
Next time we see somewhere.
Find a place that can help us out. I wonder who came up with that, you know.
The fish pedicure?
Yeah. Seems like an odd choice, I won't lie. And did they try other animals before that? You know, could there have been other choices?
What animal would you start with?
Maybe, you know, bugs, little beetles, put your feet in.
Really though?
I don't know, I'm just wondering. Just thinking out loud here, Moses.
Would you stick your feet into a bucket of beetles?
If someone told me it was, you know, therapy, I'd probably just do it, yeah. Stays fine.
That's kind of weird.
Got to try everything at least once.
Very, very trusting man. 3 rifles for eUnited. I'm going to pull us out of that dangerous situation. 3 rifles, the AWP on Relics and the SMG on FNS. So all ready to fight up, all geared up on the eUnited on the defensive side. Molotov down deep. Relics wants an angle. Molotov at least forces Twist away. Doesn't do the damage, and I don't think that gives him exactly what he wants. And he's been flashed back a number of times, but great damage again onto Fnatic from Banana. These nades these guys are throwing out have been phenomenal, but these past 3 rounds, they haven't been able to take advantage of it.
Such a luxury to be able to get around with just chipping away at the health and not really taking any damage yourself. That MP9 on FNS and very limited on the grenades already on eUnited. It's pretty early on. He will win that fight though, Relics. This time no trouble against JW. Brolan, is he going to explode out of the apartments? I'm not sure if Moose, he might have even been able to see the gun barrel there. That was looking sketchy for a minute. Relics almost re-peeking into that. Twist on the other side has picked up the AWP on the low health player. Gets everybody excited.
That position from Brolan is pretty dangerous when he decides to swing out. I don't think they're watching it perhaps as closely as they should. But that is a risky play to just kind of dry swing out wide. Never know if someone's going to be in pit or not. So 2 players halfway up Banana. 35 seconds left on the clock. Twist and Brolan still hovering over towards the A bomb site. Twist kind of turns into a lurker, even with the AWP. He doesn't have the health to get into a fight, so he's going to hope to pick off a rotation if this B hit is successful.
24 seconds. It's going to be somewhat obvious what's going on, but you're right. With Twist on the other side, if they get the entry, might make a really big difference. There's one an assist. That's really well done. Going to fall back down in towards construction here, FNS. And I don't blame him for it. Bomb will be tempted at least, and yeah, he can't stop it. If he would have had an M4 or an AK, maybe he would have continued on through, but the chances that somebody replies for the smoke are pretty good. That's a nice Molotov into the corner, and Crims is going to get forced out. Dazzle playing a nice duel there. And again, Twist very low on health. They don't have much in the way of grenades left on eUnited. Maybe just enough to block him out. And Brolan might just come down to him. One good kill, close range. The MP9 not coming through for them, and Moose wants to find him, but oh, it's going to be Brolan again. Triple, picking it up and winning it for Fnatic. It's so close. But that's a well-done round here for the Swedes. Didn't look like they should have won that.
Brolan has been so good today. He was phenomenal on Overpass, and he's continuing it. Those are some high-impact kills to get him in the mood. You can see all Fnatic starting to laugh, but this is great. That's low HP player Dazzle leading the way, and then holding close on, and then obviously playing the time as well and committing when he's got the advantage. 7 and 3 for Brolan as another clutch comes in for him against eUnited. He had that critical one on Overpass.
Oh. Relics looking for a fight. I guess he kind of got a fight in the middle. Just not the outcome that he was...
Say, not much of a fight. It's
no.
a quick one.
It's one of those early Tyson type fights.
Now, maybe seeing some cracks showing with a wild peek down middle. In this impressive yet inexperienced lineup of eUnited.
Yeah, the experience might become a real problem here on Inferno. This round, though, I mean, CCs and not much else, so if they could steal a rifle and do some damage, that kind of thing would be just fine. Fnatic are about to be at 5 rounds, which, I don't know, that's starting to be of real concern, I think, for the eUnited side. It's a upper bracket match, this one, so they're not going to be going out eUnited if they lose this one. That's, I guess, another upside for them.
Yeah, but it doesn't get any easier, does it?
No.
Some of the teams getting eliminated, and then obviously everyone you face from here on out is going to be very, very solid.
Yeah, it's a really, really competitive field here at IEM, that's for sure. It's very going to be, I mean...
One of the most stacked tournaments in the year.
Yeah, I really think it is. There's almost no way that you can just... You can't really get an easy match. I think that's just the way to say it.
Who do we have knocked out here at Chicago so far? We saw Na'Vi being sent off earlier.
I think Renegades.
Renegades has been is out.
Yeah.
What was the other matches on the B stream today? This morning.
I think Avant-Garde are out.
Avant-Garde's out. What about MVP?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I've lost track, Moses.
Great.
Why are you putting me on the spot?
Not meaning to. I just thought, you know, we could. I thought we would be able to find a way to talk ourselves through all the results?
Yeah, I
was wrong, obviously.
Yeah, I should have had that info for you. I feel like I've let you down. I'll make it up someday.
Sure. That's what we'll go with. Well, here we go. Another bye for eUnited, down 2 rounds. They win the opening 3, and it's been a 5-round run for Fnatic. Fnatic ended the first map, which is a close affair all the way through. They ended it on a 6-round win streak from, 13-10 to 16-13.
Yeah, that must have been upsetting for United. A lot of what-ifs in the remaining 6 rounds there. Could have definitely turned out a bit differently. How did Crims take damage? Is that a teammate? Look at where he is.
Very well could have been. Maybe a little bit of a knife swing on accident. Moose, there's a gap in that smoke he's trying to play with at the moment. He spots it out. Nice. Shoulder peeking, and it shows for Moose, and he's there, but Twist is going to follow it up. A great transfer. That's B gone. That's the bomb site wide open, and you can see United on the minimap almost shocked. Don't know if they're supposed to rotate or what, but now JW gets a chance to bounce, but somehow just barely wins that fight at the end, and even Crims picking off a rotation at top mid. How quickly the tables have turned.
Yeah, that's a tough fight for Moose on the other side. M4 versus AK through the wall. That's gonna be a significant difference in the amount of damage done, especially when you're spraying for that long.
I think it's more heartbreaking for, you know, that push down Banana. Twist just hiding over towards the logs and ready to pounce at the right moment. Yeah. Transfers over into a second, and it's just there's no way to recover from that. Your 3 players at the A bomb site are playing inside the site, inside pit, on top of the balcony. You just can't get over to the B bomb site in time before they get in. And even if you could, you see what happens. You do it a little bit haphazardly, and JW picks off one, Crims picks off the other, just because you have to kind of throw caution to the wind if you want to make it in time.
Oh no, Dazzle. Oh, he's going to be quick enough. JW with a little bit of patience, maybe could have won it, but it seems like Dazzle will maybe save the M4 here. Molotov on one side exists. Yeah, he's not quite going to be able to find him. Closer, but didn't really do it. 6-3 now. Fnatic off to a pretty good start, I would say.
A very good start.
What's the reply now for eUnited? How did they get this whole thing under control? I feel like there are some CT sides that crumble because they just never ever get banana control. I don't feel like that's what's really plaguing eUnited right now.
I think the problem with United is just that their aggression on this map has just fallen flat. Fnatic is way ready for it. Their aggression on Overpass was a little bit more impressive. They were able to get some results, and I think Fnatic shows a little bit more comfort on this map. And also, you know, you talked about it earlier, the aggressive style you have to bring out is just different, because aggression on Inferno is just kind of like an all or nothing type scenario. FNS out in the open, he wants one more, out of bullets, and the Molotovs keep his teammates from helping him out. So again, Banana control. JW not able to complete that frag, but Crims is going to put some work in on Banana. Good chance to be 7-3. That M4 on Dazzle still just hasn't even gotten involved in the action.
Yeah, it's a time to save that yet again.
JW is going to pick it out of the sky right meow. Did you just say meow?
I'm so sad, because I feel like a lot of people won't even know what you're talking about. But, yeah, we should watch that together at some point. Can we do it here?
I think we watched it the first time that you saw it together.
No.
Yeah,
I've
Boston.
I've seen it ages ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I haven't seen the second one, though.
The second one's god-awful. It's trash. Don't waste your time.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to do it then. I was worried that might be the case.
Yeah, that definitely is the case.
7-3. Big lead for Fnatic here against eUnited, especially considering that they're on the T side. Double Orb is now being brought into play by eUnited. That's the ace up the sleeve. What's going to bring them back? I mean, again, I've been really impressed by Relics and that AWP, so if he's on one side, Dapper on the other side, maybe they could make something crazy happen. But it's nearing the end where they you know, it's either going to work out now or they're going to get swept, I think.
This really is, it seems like the only chance to plant your feet, and then if Fnatic just have gotten way too many rounds on this T side. We did see in the previous matchup between Na'Vi and Big, the T side seemed to be the more successful one, but I don't think we're going to see that every single time. And I think, yeah, even in terms of morale, in terms of willingness to stay in this fight, I think eUnited, if they get knocked out here, I think that might just be it. And again, the early aggression is forced back with no result. Relics down to 7 HP. He's lucky to even get away with his life. They've had mid-aggression get caught. They've had banana aggression get caught. I think these guys need to just kind of sit back and trust each other to be able to find kills when the hit eventually comes in.
Relics. He's kind of occupying a couple of positions there where one good grenade or a shot for the smoke would end it. Gonna see if they could be rushing through, wrapping around the bomb site. Moose with one good headshot on JW. That's not bad, and Relics is covering a pretty good angle in here. Are they going to be ready for him, though? Dazzle goes down to Brolin, who's still alive in the round, and he's been very solid indeed. He's going to be dropped, and Crims will take over instead. 2-on-3, and it's looking better this time for eUnited. They do lose the pit player in Moose, and that should be a bomb plant here. They have the health, they have the kits for it. This can definitely work.
The benefit is Exist has to make this play, or else they're both trapped inside the site, and it's an immediate headshot. FNS on the re-peek, and here comes a Molotov. Dapper, desperation through the smoke, flashbang in the air. I think that actually did blind Crims a little bit, but it's a big recovery from Dapper. Exists in a one-on-one. He's got the kit, and it looks like he's going to stick it, and Exist is not calling the bluff. This is going to be a win for eUnited. Somehow, again, they've pulled it off. And between this, and remember that incredible retake on the pistol, this could be much more of a nightmare for eUnited, but a situation where they win a round and can immediately be reset.
Yeah, really, really cool play at the end there. I mean, it looks so easy when you see it, but the nerve to just hold it down and not try and fake it out is...
it's actually like the least nerve-wracking thing. Because in your brain, you just say, I'm just going to hold this.
Yeah?
Because you can't fault anyone for that, can you?
I don't know.
For just sticking it. You're just kind of calling a 50-50. Does he peek or not? Especially that earlier in the bomb timer.
Yeah, I was going to say, but when it's that early, you also think, but I had time to play around with it, you know. I could have played around a little bit before I...
Yeah, I think mostly it's based off the location the bomb is planted.
Yeah, probably.
If you're Exist, you have to swing so wide. You have to be so much more committed to stopping that defuse. And I think he recognized that and just held it down.
Well, we've laid the foundation now for a potential tragic outcome, because United, that's the reset of their round loss bonus. If they lose now, then what, 11-4 in favor of Fnatic or something like that? I mean, it's very hard for them to bounce back after that.
At least 10-5, it feels.
Yeah, at least 10-5. Ooh, FNS almost getting caught. They're not going to challenge the smoke. Instead, they push over one grenade, and they were hoping to flush somebody into the fire of JW. It doesn't really work out, but still.
That smoke is going to disappear at the B bomb site at about 50 seconds, and there's no other smokes to defend this B site. They can't stall this out, so JW is going to get plenty of opportunities to play with this if he does it silently as well. There is one boosted up. Oh, he ducks right underneath it. Now he's going to fall back. Doesn't actually want that fight now that he's lost the advantage. But he's pulling Relics away, who's just starting to cheat, and actually that's a big win for Twist.
Take down JW on the other side. Kind of a failed flashbang there, but Brolin still putting on the pressure. Clearing out Pit so they don't have to check it. Moose taking a bit of damage, and Dazzle's on the other side with that MP9. It's not working out, and he peeks into 3 people. Oh no, the reset is in, isn't it, Moses? There's not much they can do.
The coolest part of that round actually is away from the action. It's Twist over in CT spawn. He's just kind of posted up on that wall. So even if there was success on that initial hold at A, there's no chance of reinforcements coming. Twist would at least take out one in that scenario. More than likely, at least. And then those 2 defenders in the A bomb site would have to fend off against all of Fnatic. Dapper is being hunted.
Yeah, they definitely should. I mean, they understand the economy as well, obviously, so they know how much this one AK-47 could potentially be worth. And they've gotten zeroed in. Brolin with a final parting kill, 8-4. And that really does crush the economy there on the United side. I mean, the win they had was a 1 versus 1, and then they lose everything in the following round.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking, especially after you spend, 7 rounds just losing. Finally, you get a win, and you're like, oh, thank God. You can take a breath and just get crushed immediately after that. So, well done from Fnatic being ruthless in the midst of an 8-1 run.
I feel like the mood has dipped somewhat on the United side a little bit. It's been...
It does visually look that way, doesn't it?
Quite as cheery as they were, and for good reason on the first map, but now the Swedes have really turned up.
I think this is going to have to be almost a double save, or maybe a save and a half buy before getting the rifles out. They're going to have decisions to make moving forward.
Seeing a lot of smiles. Look at Twist laughing in the corner. They're feeling really good right now, Fnatic. That's exactly where you don't want them. I just feel like it's an extra level of synergy in that team. There always has been. When they're having fun, it just gets way worse.
I was gonna, yeah, with the old lineup certainly. So we'll see if this new one, if it's the same thing. But their smiles back in the day always did feel evil.
I think it's a Swedish thing.
Okay.
Oh no! Oh, Relics, that's just unfortunate. Crim's absolutely ruthless. And he's back for more. He wants that third kill as well. Oh, no. A little bit of a quick switch. Brolin will clean it up, though. Yeah.
Just barely getting time to see these POVs.
Yeah, we're catching them right at the end.
Right when the head comes off. FNS gonna get tagged up. Aim punch is just too much to deal with. 9-4 for Fnatic, and again, the money is just gross for that defense.
9-4, and yeah, as you said, probably almost certainly 10-5.
But hey, Overpass was fun.
Overpass was fun.
Yeah.
You're right. And I don't know, I mean, again, this is the trouble, I think, with having a new lineup that's this untested. It's just very hard to imagine that they could be good on, you know, on a deeper map pool.
Yeah.
It's hard. You can't really even blame them for it, can you?
No, I think it's more, I would go the other direction with it. I think we saw a little bit of Fnatic saying, you know, obviously their map pool is in question as well.
Yeah.
But when you have a map that obviously United had prepared the way that Overpass was, and Fnatic really didn't know what to expect. I think that's the big difference we saw in that first map. Here, as Exist said in his interview, you know, we got to see a little bit of what, we got to watch a demo of them on Inferno. We kind of know a little bit more and feel more comfortable of what we're going up against. And when you add that comfort to the ability of the players, I think this is kind of the stomping that we're seeing at the moment.
Setting up for some grenades. Looks like a fake at this point. Gonna be tossing them in. Bomb still kind of leaning back in the middle. And again, they're up against pistols and no armor, so...
Shouldn't be too hard to get into a bomb site, should it?
I was gonna say, a lot of this is just sort of posturing for Fnatic. They're just...
Well, they're being cautious as well, because you don't know if United's force buying here. You don't know if they have a half fight. You don't know if they have utility. So just kind of seeing if there's anything that gives them away, and that is a very quick kill for Crims, who seems, ever since the second half of Overpass, he just seems to have, you know, come online, hitting some very nice shots. Dapper completely blind. They know where he is now. He's pinned. He can't even take a shot. Nothing clean was available to him, and that will be the round. One more round in the half, and the last buy for eUnited.
10 on the board. Looking very good right now. There are a bunch of matchups right now. I'm really interested in that feature Fnatic versus X. Like I'd appreciate a Fnatic versus Astralis game at some point in this tournament.
I'm really enjoying Brolin right now.
Yeah.
I think he's been great. Obviously Crims as well.
Yeah, playing at a high level. It's also, you know, that they're doing this against, again, a team they don't know that much about. Be really interesting to see how they play against a team that scales the other direction, you know?
Right.
How would that play? We don't know yet. They're going to be able to buy this last round here, 15th round, eUnited. AWP, better on the grenades to no defuse kits. Don't need that plan B, Moses.
No, plan B, absolutely not.
Oh.
Well, they wanted to be aggressive. Crims wants to be aggressive. That's FNS with a nice peek down Banana. Can he get away? They're both brushed up. Twist is going to go for the next, and he almost has it. Going to be tough for Dapper to get away. Do they want to... If Exist pushes the issue, and actually that smoke might slow it down. You can see he wanted to stop him on the fallback. The Molotovs do a little bit of extra damage, but finally eUnited get themselves an advantage in the round.
Yeah, and it's about time. 4 versus 3. They had a couple of situations like this on Overpass where they technically had the lead, but then they sort of kept pushing the envelope a little bit, and then they lost it. Fnatic was just being patient. So hopefully, they're not going to do anything like that here. They really do need the 5th round.
They need anything at this point, don't they? Just any kind of breathing room that can be provided. Dapper boosted up. Moose in the back of the bomb site. Little crossfire there. Relics and Dazzle each watching a different side of the A bomb site.
Slight calm before the storm here. Everybody from Fnatic is turned up. There's nobody making any noise or anybody trying to flank over at the A side. That's a big opening and a great follow-up, and just like that, it's a 2-on-2. They make it look almost too easy now, and Crims is setting up a very powerful position.
I don't think eUnited's probably ever had to deal with something like that. No. Just the convince, like, I'm going to pre-fire boost with the Molotov as well to his teammate. There's nothing they could have done. Great shot from Relics, though.
Yeah, again, he's really been on point with the AWP, but Fnatic have turned up at a different level here. Now it's Crims with the AWP. 1 versus 2. They're going to be getting a kill already there. And Dazzly swaps out for the AK-47 and now faking it once. Relics with a great headshot and comes back for it. But that defuse kit, Moses.
Yeah, they don't have one. They didn't have the cash flow for it.
Did need the plan B after all.
Yeah, they really did need the plan B. How many times has that been said? 11-4. Fnatic going to take a very strong first half over eUnited, who just kind of fell flat after a decent start, but Fnatic really showing some power there. We're going to go to a break. When we return, we'll get the completion of this series.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. eUnited and Fnatic 11-4 in favor of the Swedish team here on the second map. It's on Inferno, with the Fnatic already winning the first map. Much closer in the first half on an overpass. That was almost going to go in favor of eUnited. And I bet they wish right now they would have won that map. That could have given us a third one. Now it seems very unlikely. But let's see what eUnited have on this tee. So I'd love for them to get just at least a chance to get into it. If they lose the pistol, that would be a little bit heartbreaking.
eUnited only win 1 gun round in that first half, which is just terrifying. And I mean, the fact Crims is on just on a heater right now. JW wants to go for that challenge, and he gets put back. So a good early, very good early small victory for eUnited.
Yeah.
Telling JW he can't just do whatever peak he wants.
Setting some boundaries, making him show a bit of respect. That's important.
Boundaries are a good thing to have.
Well, they do have an HE grenade on Exist and a kit as well. 1 smoke on FNS, so once it's out, you pretty much are just going to commit to it, aren't you? There's not going to be much lingering around because that smoke's going to be gone in a couple of seconds.
I think they're going to want to mid-B split this, and they're going right into the stack. And actually, that's called out. You can see JW is already hunting down in the holes. Brolin is just waiting, but he told him it's a mid to B smoke. Exist can fight from afar while Twist just hides and waits here. Krim still hiding as well. This is a decent setup. Twist needs that kill, but he's not going to get it now. It's dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. Crim's still on the site here, but they're just running it down, and it's very effective. I think Twist is so confused because they didn't check him, and then they sort of like doubled up and did it anyway. Smooth, clean shot from JW, but as long as they don't give them any other opportunities, the kit is lost somewhere on the site, and yeah, this would be impossible unless they get some easy challenges, and they're not doing it right now. eUnited, everybody's on freeze mode, as they pretty much should be. Time is slowly running out here. Brolan, great opening. That's not bad at all. Now rushing onto the side. They know there's almost no seconds left here. Relic's going to get 1 kill. Brolan, he's doing such a good job. It's just not enough. eUnited will pick up the pistol, and that's very, very important.
That's both pistols in the game for them. Fnatic likely, I would imagine, go for a full save, maybe some credit pistols, but they could buy in the next one. Good start. And it's pretty crazy. That's actually a nice take with a mid to B split running into a 3-man setup at that B bomb site. That was actually not too shabby, all things considered, seeing as how it was kind of thrown together last minute. Once that mid to B call came in. Just didn't get enough results from it.
Fnatic actually going pretty aggressive in this round. UMP and a scout and a lot of HE grenades and even a fair amount of smokes. That can definitely catch you off guard when it's this early on. If you win the pistol, you think probably won't have to deal with that.
They have a chance going up against all these MAC 10s. Little tag on a Dazzle. Twist wins that exchange. This is going to be a slow-paced round now that eUnited sees the heavy pistols here in action.
They get the controller top mid. Not so much Banana. They haven't really checked it out yet. Let's see what they want to do with the top mid control.
Exist and Crims at the B-bomb site, both with the smoke ready to go. Those are the last 2 smokes they have, so everything over here at A has to be kills. And now that all of eUnited is wrapping, there's not enough firepower here to stop this. Twist is going to pass the information along. Oh, he's going to wrap all the way through. They're not checking this. No one even believes it's a possibility. Dapper's checking it, but Twist, he can make a play happen. Needs to hit this shot, and he can't do it. Good turn from Dazzle, and that should give the round over to eUnited.
Scary moment. I mean, if Twist is quick to get that 1 kill, then the pit players are going to have a big distraction working in their favor.
It becomes so much more effective.
Yeah, maybe they can sneak in a kill here or there. I mean, that could definitely change. Nicely done. That's going to give them a 6th round. They don't even lose anybody. So, yeah, starting to build a little bit early on in the half here. I just feel like especially with new teams like this, and they end up on map number 2, I feel like there are times where you don't even get to see what they have prepared for the second half. Like, it just goes so quick that they don't get to do anything. So I'm a little bit encouraged by the idea that we could see some of the T work here from eUnited.
I mean, that's what the pistol buys you, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of breathing room to kind of dig into your playbook and show some cool things. That's a good final kill for Relics down the stretch. Scout has been saved by Exist. He can drop that over, so still some danger in this round. Not too much of it, especially because there's not going to be any armor bought with that scout. But the second round buy from Fnatic doesn't work, which gives that 3rd round advantage over to eUnited. And still 3 MAC 10s in play.
Does that mean it's hunting season, Moses?
B-rush, baby.
Get them out. Just get running.
Give me a brush.
Don't even stop. Be signaling off with a couple of flashbangs there. Oh, Dazzle, did he get tagged from that scout? I feel like that damage came in a little bit, like 1 second after, but I guess it was.
Well, there's Moose with an opening kill. And really just pausing on the map, not using the speed of these MAC 10s, just preferring to keep it measured.
He's got that taser, Moses. Nobody there to run boost him. Oh, is he gonna have the wrong one out? Just in time, Moose around the corner, and he's going to live through it.
I could feel that one coming in.
Yeah, just
really wanted the taser.
Hair on his arm, standing up from the electricity, that kind of thing. Almost getting electrocuted.
Well, here's some fun stuff, Anders. It was 15-7 in the favor of NRG over on the second map of their series.
Yeah, they lost the first map.
MIBR ran it back 8 rounds in a row to force overtime.
Oh dear. NRG, that's a sizable lead to be giving away. That may be that's probably going to be the best comeback so far at the group stage, isn't it? If they make that happen.
Yes, I think so.
Well, Broland's got 1 kill, and he's only got a back 10. I don't know if that's a big victory to be saving it, but nevertheless, if, you know, maybe they could do some craziness with it later on. It's going to be a 7th round now. Score is looking much more manageable all of a sudden. You know, 7-11, you can do a lot from this position if you're eUnited.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more gun round wins, and you're right back in it. You're all tied up at 11-11. I don't think anyone. I doubt even JW going to keep that Mac 10. Although it is JW.
Why not?
And as I say that, he is going to keep the Mac 10. So they have an AWP. They have 3 M4s and that saved Mac 10. JW's just saying, you know what? Don't waste that gun. I'll use it. A lot of money built up for eUnited. They have a lot of rounds to play with. It's Fnatic, who are pretty much all bought out aside from JW because he already had the weapon.
Yeah, Twist without the armor as well. It's a little bit... Could be a problem on Inferno. Even with the AWP, you can't always expect to find a place where you're not going to get challenged. Hiding in the middle. Broland wanted to turn around, but Relix comes jumping around the corner. Missed opportunity. Now Twist is in trouble. Almost got that one, but the Mac 10 just doing a bit too much there. They're going to lose every single person, except for Exist, who was on the other side. That's a strong beginning now. Now it's getting interesting once again.
You can see those Mac 10s, the pop flash through the smoke that just destroys, that wrecks Broland. It's just... He actually is even turned for the flashbang and actually kind of spins and is able to get the shot off in time, but it's, I mean, the mobility of that Mac 10 through the smoke is just so brutal. Really, really cool to see that exist. He's not going to survive this one. Ooh. Even if Dapper were to lose that fight, FNS was turning the corner. 11-8 as eUnited crawl back in.
And this is a good job on Moose. Just jumped over the shot to finish off that AWP player.
Watching some Vega demos.
Maybe he has.
Yeah, some Vega Squadron, baby.
You have to hope that that kind of madness isn't contagious, Moses.
No. You want that madness.
Yeah, you do?
I do. I'm all in.
It's unbelievable.
Crims with the scout is not going to win that against Relics. Nice opening pick here. eUnited fighting really, really well in this second half. They've had a little bit of an easier time. There's been a lot of lower, weaker buys for Fnatic as they struggle to get their economy beneath them.
Yeah. You just need to keep the focus. I mean, this way you want some of the more experienced players like FNS and Relics to sort of school the rest of them and say, just now the grind really is here. Like, if we lose a round to a Deagle and a Scout or something like that, they're going to be right back.
It's easier to sustain a round loss as well for eUnited now that the score is closed a little bit. Obviously, it's a little bit harder if you lose at like 5-11 or something like that when you're at 9-11.
Yeah.
It's much, much easier to kind of shake it off because you know you're still very, very close. There's quiet across the map. Fnatic stacking over towards this B bomb site. But Dazzle is on an investigative mission. All on his own, walking in towards CT spawn, wanting to split onto this B bomb site. Brolin and JW would be the first victims of this, but it's JW who's going to go investigate, and he's caught out in the open. Now Brolin just kind of has to tuck himself into the cubby, and actually they don't even have to split this bomb site. In fact, they're not. Bomb is walking up A.
Yeah, I think Moose was on the other side checking out apartments, so he sort of realized, you know what, there's nothing really happening here. I'm going to be just fine. And Dazzle clearing up whatever he can here from CT spawn, so... He is in a good position. Triple right now. Exist. Saving the Deagle, I guess, is fun, but it's not really going to change too much in the game right now. Maybe change the scoreboard a little bit if he can get one more hit in. That's not bad at all.
This is too many weapons to lose. Like even Dazzle is so low, and Exist almost got that one. 4 kills for Dazzle in the round. They have plenty of money, but you are kind of chewing away and eating into it a little bit. I want to be careful with those. May not be an impact in the short term. But this is great from eUnited. Another test here as Fnatic are going to buy. This time JW not on the Mac 10. AWP on Twist. He's got armor this time as well. And 4 M4s with full utility across the board on the defense. So the strongest defense that eUnited has had to face is right here.
I see if Fnatic can actually get to do much, because I feel like some of these rounds that they've lost here in the second half, they've been so quick. Like, it hasn't even been like a sort of a back and forth kind of thing. They've just lost 2 players almost off the bat, and then eUnited stroll through and win the round.
Yeah.
So from Fnatic's point of view, they probably want a round that feels more like they have a chance of it here. Interesting game all of a sudden. 11-9 the scoreline. Looked like Fnatic were going to sweep this map pretty easily from just judging by the first half.
Here we go, JW from beneath. He combines with Roland, 2 quick kills, and Relics is put back. That's through the floor. There's no other hit coming in. This is not synced up as well as they'd like, and no one from eUnited can make progress. And now Fnatic can just play it safe. Make eUnited commit into this bomb site, as many players alive as possible for the Swedish side. Ooh, great reaction for Dapper, and JW still alive in pit, just waiting patiently.
Yeah, losing the one. JW and Exist have taken a bit of damage, but there's nobody left on the B bomb side. They're absolutely sure that they're going to continue to remain on this side. Even sneaking out for the middle is Crims. And one more kill for JW. That's not bad. The Relics can even save the AWP. He's so boxed in, and Crims will take him down. So just as things were looking a bit better, that's 4 people surviving on the Fnatic team. Obviously, they can still buy on eUnited's side, but right now they got to feel the pressure of the potential loss here.
That's the one nice thing though that United has, is they had so much money built up from that huge win streak that they can actually buy even 2 more rounds after this one. So they should be fine as that losing bonus builds up, especially if they can get some plants. So they're at least not going to lose this map in this half because they're not able to afford anything to fight with. At least for the moment. Twist wants to get aggressive, going to push in front of it. He's already down so low. Somehow he wins it. FNS holding the angle. Has him pinned down between the flames and the wall. Finds himself one more, and Crims now. How aggressive do they want to get? He's got Exist with him, so he's got teammates here. Relics and FNS versus Crims and Exist.
Molotov. That could have definitely worked out in favor of Crims. He's going to pick up the AWP. Fall back to look at the angle, and he wins the fight against Relics. That's all he wanted. Now that's the man advantage. He's going to fall back, and they feel very safe right now, Fnatic. Some grenades still left here on the eUnited side. Just the one Molotov, and they're going to use most of these smokes to get onto a bomb site. So this is not easy.
All Fnatic needs on this initial B defense is just the 1 kill as they enter in, and then just play it passively and secure your positions. Make sure your teammates have a foothold for the retake when they arrive. You don't need the win the round here on the execute.
Smoke a little bit there to block Crims.
Looking for counter utility.
Yeah, and he's just challenging it. Up on top of the coffins. 30 seconds as they try and make their way around. One good flashbang. He does get the leg shot off, but he's back around the corner. And the timing is absolutely dead on for Exist. As you said, just get the 1 kill, fall back to a safer position. That's what they've done. Doesn't connect through the box either. Flick, I mean, he doesn't have to challenge right now. Could just wait for it. Exist picking up 1 more kill. They're going to lose Crims on the other side, but Moose, oh, long range fight, and he does make it work. He's down to 21, and Brolin coming around the corner. This has to be an instant headshot. That was very hard. I mean, great job on Moose to even get it into that position. They're going to lose the round 13-9 now.
Crims gets a bit bloodthirsty there, and that's kind of why you don't want to do that. I think his idea is, even if I die, I'm at least keeping the attention of this one player in my direction so they can't work together. But Moose almost able to turn it around. They do get the plant, which is going to help out that extra $800 bonus money. Plenty of cash in the bank for eUnited on this offense, and Fnatic's going to have to ride that out just a little bit longer. They're still very, very flush as well. Excuse me, not flush, but very strong buy initially.
Yeah, they've got that working for them, which is, I think that's the luxury that they've managed to build for themselves here. Crims, they're all flashed. They've taken so much damage. Look at Dazzle Low as well. They do at least trade it. Good pre-fire again for Exist this time, and he's going to smoke it off and just hold his ground at the moment. 3-on-3, but the health definitely favoring the Swedish side at the moment. Oh, well. It's heartbreaking, isn't it? Because they have some of these rounds where they're just so close all the time to tipping it in their favor.
That's a ruthless angle from Twist as well, because you know your teammates have stopped them at Banana. Their next thing is to fall back and look towards the bomb sites. They're just holding that angle for them to turn this corner, and no one's going to expect that deep into the round. Moose with low HP in the AWP, it almost feels like FNS has got to be the point man. So tough attacking this bomb site, wondering where exactly Twist is going to be in the pit with the AWP.
Still got 50 seconds, but you would love a mistake out of Fnatic right now, and they're all holding their positions really well. Getting rid of this pit player without revealing that you're coming is just almost impossible. Twist gonna pick up 1 more. Oh! That's a nice shot out of FNS. That had to work. Now, he's got to do that 2 more times, and they'll be just fine. And he's going to get shot in the back instead. Exist, who had been sneaking up from Banana all this time. 14th round now. The bomb plant actually is pretty critical right now, because the eUnited, once they run out of money, I think this map is going to be gone. The $800 bonus does help them to put together another buy here.
Well, they essentially have the losing bonus building up as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And Moose had plenty of money to drop over here. Dapper, I think, only had 3,800, but you know you can drop that weapon over with 9,000. So still another strong buy. And I mean that's the great thing is it's the great thing, and it's also a bit depressing because there's no excuse for United as to why they can't put a round on the board. But at least they've had a shot every time, right? They're not missing smokes. They're not having a player back onto just a pistol. Every single time you're getting a chance. And Fnatic every single time is just pushing them aside.
Oh, just needed to click the button, but Relics was a little bit too quick then. And Twist couldn't see a single thing. That's a nice opening. Finally, for eUnited, with no trades happening.
I was gonna say they haven't taken any losses towards Banana, so this is the best case scenario, the best round they've had in some time. 3 players for Fnatic playing up at brackets at top mid. Another pick for Relics as JW goes for some aggression, wants some information, and he finds too much.
Yeah, not kind of an uncommon thing. If you lose a guy on the CT side, you almost want to make that play to see what's happening. Like you want to try and get back in the round. So smart read as well from eUnited, just pausing everything and waiting for it.
I mean, it's partially it's the FNS classic. He's a very patient in-game leader. He likes just staying in these defaults for some time. So for exactly those reasons, Brolin's in a tough spot for the timing because he's got to partially think about over towards Halls. I believe this will be a fake. Utility being thrown at the B bomb site, FNS and Dapper to lead the way in, but that crossfire middle is not moving, but it is getting busted up. There goes Exist. Roland's the only one left, and he's down as well. No longer matters how good Crims plays this. The round is over. eUnited are going to survive to fight another day. It's going to be 10-14. And actually, Fnatic is pretty much out of cash.
Yeah, so just it feels like this game has been like this the whole time. Every time someone's about to walk away with it, they run out of money. They just lose that one critical round. 14-10 is still a pretty big gap right now. I would say Fnatic are going to have a couple of more rounds where they can buy, even if they don't have the money right now. It's gonna come back and hit them pretty soon. United just need to keep the focus up right now. What is it? Moose and Relics that are top fragging on that team.
Yes, Relics has 20 and 15. Moose at 19 and 15. They're doing good. Dazzle's not too far behind at 15, and Dapper's 13. On the side, Crims has 21 frags with Exist at 19.
One flashbang, and they are trying to be a bit aggressive. Going to be flashing their way in. That's a cool idea. They get the kill as well. Don't know if they can really save that AK for a lot longer. Exist has picked it up, and he actually makes it back around the corner. I thought he was going to caught from Dazzler was pushing in. Crims counting the second in his mind, waiting for the right time to go. Hiding inside of the smoke right now, and be shooting up. He tries to duck on low, but doesn't work out. Save the AK at this point, probably.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Yeah, Exist would love to keep that in the next round. It's going to help out massively because Twist could use a drop. If they save this AK-47, they could buy in the next round. It would be much healthier. Because Twist, as it stands right now, is going to be lacking some things. So Exist goes nowhere near the bomb site. I think United has found a decent key. They've been losing that battle in Banana, you know, quite frequently in this in that 3-round win streak that Fnatic had. So just stay away from it necessarily. Like, you don't have to go all the way up. If you want to go for that challenge with utility, you can, but don't really turn that corner until you're super comfortable with it.
Just trying to be cheeky. He did not have a defuse kit.
I was going to say, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was trying to do.
I think maybe he was just hoping to catch somebody maybe in the last second. 11-14. Round number 26 now. Could be beginning, and I don't know. This has been kind of a difficult grind for eUnited. I mean, for a new, there's another aspect of a new team that can be hard to put together. Is not just sort of losing all hope when you're that far behind. So rallying behind maybe some of the more experienced members and sticking in the game. It's a lot more difficult than it seems, really. That feeling of defeat is super infectious when you're on a team.
Oh yeah, very much so. Twist wants to take it over, get aggressive with the ult. Here's that banana control. This time Fnatic's not fighting for it. Crimson exists already back into the bomb site. They only have smoke Molotov. They don't have any nades or flashbangs. Twist, I'm not sure if he ate nade damage. Maybe he got tagged up, but he's down to 45 being aggressive in A-holes. And eUnited just being very patient. Slowly taking control banana. A minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. There's the peek from Relics towards CT spawn, and Exist is going to have to be careful. He's going to put down a smoke. That'll buy him some time. That'll bleed the clock down to about 48, and you still have the smoke on Crims and 2 Molotovs there.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Exist stays around the B bomb site and they try and go for it,
I think eUnited's going to be screwed here. They're all reconvening towards this B bomb site. Crims is going to put his smoke down as soon as he sees anything, and the follow-up Molotovs, and eUnited's pretty much going to be forced to execute into that.
yeah, that's my really big worry. And now that they've lost Dazzled, yeah, they have to go for it. Might be beating the timing here. The Molotovs are a little bit too slow. And Crims, he's still going to win the fight. That's critical. Now the bomb is in the middle of all of the flames. They're stuck on the other side of the smoke. And this defense is looking very good for Fnatic. Just the grenades help you to just be able to guess how good this defense was going to be. Roland exists to shut it down. And now Moose in a 1 versus 5. Yeah, keeping alive those grenades is critical. It's a beautiful control of the AK-47 coming out here from Moose, and we've seen that before, but he's out of time, out of teammates, and pretty much out of luck as well. Going to get shut down with no bomb plant. 15-11 in favor of the Swedish side.
That had to be one of the most confusing and stressful rounds for Exist, because he kept jumping to and inside and outside of that smoke during the execute and just couldn't see anyone. Spamming through, no one's showing up, everyone's scared of the fire. Now, there was a decent amount of damage, and there's still a very small chance for eUnited to stay in this one. If they can win this round, again, the money for Fnatic is just not that good. 2 players at 800, 2 players at 100 and below. That'd be a very harsh reset that could allow you to close this gap and fight for overtime.
Yeah, they still have that dream going for them. They got everything they need in this round, more or less. 2 on B and 3 on the A bomb side. So yeah, just nothing out of the ordinary. Just another day at the office here for Fnatic. Playing on the CT side. JW, that's very close, isn't it?
Moose beat the timing. Actually, Twist, if he falls back into this, he'll be so frustrated. That'll be a mistake on JW's part, allowing him to get to this angle without seeing it. And here it comes. Here's the chance. And ooh, Twist down low. Doesn't fall. What's the response? How do they handle this position? JW gets a deeper angle, flashbang in, and no one's going to chase it down, although Moose was completely blind. But Twist is very fortunate to get away.
Yeah, he could have been dead already. 29 health left on him. So 50 seconds on the clock, and they're just going to put a couple of grenades over towards the outside. Twist still with vision. If they come and peek him, they could lose a player, and he can still fall back around the corner. Setting up for it, and he's going to get the one. Yeah, he's so low that he just wants to get out of the way. Does take up a secondary angle there. 35 seconds. Not looking good for eUnited right now. Very low on the clock, and now falling back from Banana. Moose going to win the fight there, but finally Relics is going to come join them on this side. They still have 2 members holding the site. 20 seconds now. Exist. Can he stop the bomb? It's on FNS in that corner, but Moose will get one more headshot. He's finally going to go down to Brolin, who's picked up 2 kills. And now with 15 seconds, they need that bomb plant really, really quickly, or they're just going to get circled completely in on. Dapper and FNS to try and keep the dreams alive here for eUnited. They've really struggled on this map, and they just need one more chance. Maybe they can get into overtime. That's FNS gone now. Dapper in a 1 versus 3. He's going to get shot down. Brolin to close it out with a triple, and it's going to be 16-11 in favor of Fnatic.
And who better to do it than Brolin? What a sequence, guarding 3 different angles while he's in lane. Relics coming up mid, over towards the halls and inside the bomb site. That is a beautiful round from him, and he had a great series overall as well. Crims up there and Exists on this final map, and for eUnited, pretty close on this map as well as Overpass, showing some cool things, and I think more than anything they just show that they're not going to be an easy team to swipe aside in the next round that they'll play. We have the desk ready. Alex, over to you.
Thank you so much. The last one from Jason and Anders for this evening. Another best of 3, though, from Henry and Sadakis to come. But we are here to break it down, and I mean, so many lessons learned about this new Fnatic roster. They've chopped and changed. I mean, first of all, Brolin, I'm just really thoroughly enjoying seeing someone so new to the scene, so clearly recognized so quickly and at such a young age.
And it was a very consistent performance as well. That's what I take note in. He played well on Overpass and he played well on Inferno, and he did it with consistency. Not only getting a lot of frags, but a lot of important frags as well, even clutching. So I bite mark in what Exist said in the interview as well in the halftime or during the first map and the second map, that he was good at communicating. That's often what you see from young players they're not excelling at. That's what they normally struggle a little bit with, and that's where you know sometimes pick the more experienced player over the young guy because you know that you got to get the communication. But the fact that he's still young and still able to communicate well, that's a good sign.
I think to note with that, now as we're getting this pure CSGO players basically coming through the ranks, the criteria of what you need to be a professional Counter-Strike player is clearly laid out now, right? You can't just be a guy who runs around and have a terrible attitude. You need to be someone who can be the full package, especially if you're in such a competitive scene like the Swedish one. Now, let's be honest, these scorelines are relatively close. eUnited coming into this would be rated, at least in my opinion, 15th out of all the teams here. The only team I would have put below them would have been MVP, right? And those are the guys who never really get to play in these realms. It's more sporadic. They don't get to play the top level.
Precisely.
But so far, eUnited, they're not out of the tournament. They just dropped down to the lower bracket where it does get a little bit more difficult for them. But relatively a good showing. Individuals stepping up. You know, you're seeing multi-kills from the likes. It's not too bad.
And if I'm not mistaken, they go to the other side of the bracket, which would put them against Luminosity, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a game on it in itself. They could get deeper in towards this tournament and send the Brazilians packing. Conversation for another time, though, as we have to focus on Fnatic's victory just for a moment longer. What was it that stopped the United CT side from working? Was there anything blaring issues? Because I just saw Fnatic walking into sites.
The CT side, I don't know, because I think they were finding quite a few opening kills. The problem was more so that Fnatic, they do like a pack roll on their T side, right? And they trade very well. They have good chemistry, they have good fundamentals in that sense, and that appears to be what they're building.
Okay.
Not worried, especially with Exist as your in-game leader. That's the old style that they run, right? We'll just go to an area and we'll just frag out as a team. This is the ability not to trade, and once you lose the bomb site, it's very difficult to retake on a map like Inferno. To build on Jacob's point as well, Brolin even won that clutch in the first half, which I feel was a bit of a tone setter for the whole T side for Fnatic.
I mean, I like the idea of this pure breed of Counter-Strike Go. You know, like they haven't played the previous iterations of the game, so they have an advantage over perhaps even, you know, his leader, Exist. He's already come from a different franchise and therefore has to get his head around a new one, and there is always going to be lingering elements from the previous titles.
Definitely. I mean, it has been that long, though, that we sort of like outline those, you know, things. So I'm not sure if Exist still thinks the 1.6 way, you know, but he's been trying it all, you know, and that's experience that is valuable into the scene as well, because he knows how to handle a guy like Brolin. He's been there himself. He knows what to say in certain situations, you know, what not to say in certain situations. So he's being that sort of like father figure that a guy who's only 16 years old may need in a situation like this.
If I wanted to outline a worrying sign, I suppose, for Fnatic, or maybe it's not a worrying one, maybe it is a silver lining. If Twist comes online, think about how much more deadly they're going to be. That's only 23 kills over 2 maps from him, and he's a player who's come in who's meant to bolster them in terms of that hybrid AWPer and rifle role and be more aggressive in that regard. And here, we didn't get too much out of him, right? Like, he was kept very humble. Sure, it was 2 victories, but like I said, 2 close victories.
And that's honestly a player that is supposed to be one of the best in the world. I think this guy has the skill set to be one of the best in the world. I think there was a voting within the FPL ranking system at once where players had to vote which player do you think is the best playing in FPL, and I think he claimed the 2nd place in there.
My God.
That's how good he is individually playing when he's actually playing FPL and puck style. So if he can get that working on Fnatic, then definitely going to look way more dangerous in the future.
Yeah, some transferable skills for sure into a team environment. For now, though, we do have an opportunity to listen to the winners as they brainstorm exactly how it happened with Trace Dana Sorrentis.
Everybody likes a good clean 2-0, isn't that right, Alex and Chad? But I guess one guy that would be liking it more here would be Mr. JW, who has secured the W over eUnited. Now, they did put up a bit of a fight here. What do you have to say about this eUnited team?
Definitely, they played good. We went into the match knowing that, I mean, we should be favorites, but at the same time, we don't want to take anything for granted or anything like that, because we're a new team as well. And yeah, it was a really important game for us, and I think we handled it pretty good, despite us being kind of favorites, I would say. But yeah, they put up a great fight, and I think they are definitely a worthy opponent here.
A team on the up and up, one might even say at that point. But I guess if we look even further, we can begin to talk about this new team and how you guys are settling in here going forward, because now you're set up to play the winner of, I believe it is, Liquid and Mouse Sports.
Yeah, I think that game is going to be really, really good for us, especially considering that we're already through to playoffs. So it's gonna be a game where we actually can like relax and just play our game. Because as I said, we are a new team, and I think it's great to play such an opponent on LAN under these circumstances. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a great game, and I hope we can secure the W and go straight to semis here.
Well, the last little bit of information I want to get out there to the crowd, and I believe I can cue Mr. Richard over here about this piece of hardware that I've noticed you guys are all rocking together. I think it's actually really cool. I like to see what you guys have done there. But more importantly, anything you want to say to the fans at home on the way out?
Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. It's been quite a rough couple of months, maybe even years. But I would say we're slowly getting back on track, and appreciate everyone supporting us through thick and thin. So thank you for that.
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And that's why we're going to go ahead and give it back over to the desk. Thank you, Alex and the guys.
It's a fantastic message from JW. Not something you're actually used to hearing from the Fnatic guys, just kind of acknowledging it's been a slow year.
Yeah.
Even added an S to the end of that word. And yeah, they do seem to be feeling a bit of a newer vibe. I think perhaps those changes, the loss of Flusher, the loss of Draken, these are all, steps in the right direction.
I think so. I mean, Flusher is the big one. That Draken was only on the team for, 2 or 3 months and never really got to do any impact on the team, whereas Flusher is a legendary member of this Fnatic lineup. So I think it's a breath of fresh air in their way, and I think the fact that Brolin is coming in now and already playing so well is definitely a great sign. And Twist, as said, he's going to be one of the best in the world at some point.
Either of them, so many of... Let me try again. Those two have got such a ceiling that we have yet to see them reach.
That's what they need.
Yeah, it's exactly what they need. More potential, and sure exist, and the boys are going to be able to unlock that. Before we do go to a quick break, before our last best of 3, a B-Stream update is in order. And Chad, I believe you've got all the info.
Luminosity earlier in the day sent Avangard packing. They are out of the tournament. The Kazakhstanis are going home with a bit of an early bow out here. And right now, going on that secondary/B stream, we have MIBR taking on NRG. It's going to map number 3, which will be Train after a overtime affair on Cache.
Okay, NRG not bowing out of this one. It's strange to think one of those two teams is going home. NRG and MIBR, just one will survive. If you want to get all that info, you can do so by adding a B and heading over to the B stream. Nice and easy. For now, we're going to take a break, and when we do come back, Liquid versus Mouse. It's a big one to round out the day. The crescendo of day 2 here at IEM Chicago after this.